Sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is in Jerusalem, near the sheep gate, a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Now, we saw that the Lion's Gate was called the Sheep's Gate as well. It's probably because of its proximity to here, but it's not the same sheep gate as in the time of Jesus, as this was outside the city gates, and now it's inside the city gates. Here, a great number of disabled people used to lie: the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I am trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." And Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day on which this took place was a Sabbath, and so the Jewish leaders said to the man who had been healed, "It is the Sabbath. The law forbids you to carry your mat." So they asked him, "Who is this fellow who told you to pick it up and walk?" The man who was healed had no idea who it was, for Jesus had slipped away into the crowd that was there. Later, Jesus found him again at the temple and said to him, "See, you are well again. Stop sinning or something worse may happen to you." The man went away and told the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who had made him well.
I don't understand where the 5 colonnades are.
If you look at the map, you have 2 long sides and 3 short sides.
Okay, so
That together is
and that's
5.
a colonnade.
Yeah, those are the colonnades. So a colonnade is sort of like a place you can walk with pillars, and you can see the pillars on the drawing as well. This is approximately what it looked like. And so they found lots and lots of pillars over here, and you can see some of them lying at the bottom. You can also, most of the southern pool is under the place over here. You can see the corner. If you walk to the left here and then downstairs, you can see the corner of the southern end of the pool. Now, on this picture, you see above the pools here some smaller pools. Can you see that? So over here, some smaller pools. And those are pools that they've excavated, and later on in the 1st century, I think. So after the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 135, they built a temple in this place to a god called Asclepius. Who has ever heard of him? No? Me neither. It's fairly new to me as well. But this was a Roman god of healing. So it might be, some people think that the worship of this god happened here at this place even earlier than that, which would shed some light on why the invalid was here, hoping to be healed by the stirring of the waters. There is a footnote which says some manuscripts include here, wholly or in part, in verses 3 and 4. Let's see. Here, a great number of disabled people used to lie: the blind, the lame, the paralyzed, and they waited for the moving of the waters. From time to time, an angel of the Lord would come down and stir up the waters. The first one into the pool after each such disturbance would be cured of whatever disease they had. Now, this is possibly that they've added a tradition that had come alongside this story, and they've just added it like kind of like a footnote or like a parenthesis later on, but it's not there in the earliest manuscripts. What there is, though, is that there is evidence of worship of this Roman god of healing here, and we don't know which came first, essentially, but that is a possibility that it was the people would hope that it was this Roman god that would stir the waters, and people would get healed. So you have some smaller pools here as well, which they've found in when they've excavated, and that is possibly where people were trying to get in. Right. We have... Do we have any questions?
I've got a question, but it's not related to this. It was outside. You know, Judas,
Yeah.
is it the Potter's Field?
Uh-huh.
Where is that? Or?
I don't know. You could do some research on that. So we've got another 20 minutes. What I'd like to do, if you come with me, is to go into the church next door. Is this the church? From the time of Crusaders. So it's a fairly old church. It's got very good acoustics. So let's see if we can sneak in and have a bit of a sing-song. Yeah, so if you come with me.